Hi everyone. So what if I told you that you could lower your blood sugar and reverse insulin resistance without needing any single drop of extra insulin? In this video, I want to gently walk you through how your muscles can actually pull sugar out of your blood without insulin's help at all. And 3 simple movements you can start using today to make this happen. Nothing complicated, no gym required. Oh, and the third movement is actually quite interesting. Don't miss that one out. So, let's understand this together. So, let's start with something simple. How does sugar normally get out of your blood and enters into your cells? Think of it like this. Your cells have little doors. These doors are called GLUT4 transporters, and normally insulin is the key that unlocks them from the outside. That's how sugar leaves your blood and enters your cells for energy. But when you are insulin resistant, that key does not work properly anymore. And as a result, the doors stay locked no matter how much insulin your body produces. Now here is where it gets beautiful. When your muscles contract, like when you move or when you exercise, they force those very same doors open, but from the inside. No insulin needed at all. This is something researchers have studied closely, and it's one of the most empowering pieces of this whole picture. Now the question is, why do we become insulin resistant at the first place? Well, a big part of it is something called intramyocellular fat. Fat that builds up inside your muscle cells themselves. Think of it almost like grease clogging up a machine. This fat physically jams your insulin signaling pathway. So even when insulin shows up, your cells simply cannot hear it anymore. And this is where movement becomes so powerful. Exercise burns off this internal fat. It cleans out the receptors so that they can start listening to insulin again. And there is one more beautiful thing here. A single session of focused movement increases your insulin sensitivity for 24 to 48 hours afterward. So this is not just about that one workout. It's about a window of healing that continues well after you have finished moving. So let's look at those 3 very simple ways to use this. Things that you can start doing from today. So the first one is something that you can do right after finishing your meals in your home. Within 20 minutes of finishing your main meal, do 15 to 20 slow controlled squats. The key here is the slow part. Take about 3 seconds just to lower yourself down before you push back up. This slow lowering phase matters more than people actually realize. Now, why does this work so well? It's because your glutes and your quadriceps are the largest muscle groups in your entire body. They act like massive glucose sinks, and that slow controlled movement activates deep muscle fibers that demand a large amount of circulating blood glucose to recover and rebuild their energy stores. This means that your blood sugar drops gently and naturally without putting any extra burden on your pancreas. There is a research that looked specifically at this. Breaking up sitting time with simple body weight movements like squats lowers the blood sugar spike after meals, along with the amount of insulin your body needs to release. So it's simple. Finish your meal and do a few slow squats. That's the practice. The second one is something many of you are probably doing, perhaps without realizing how powerful it really is. This is simply about engaging in light to moderate movement, walking after meals, or just making sure you are not sitting for hours at a stretch. Here is why this matters. See, gentle movement activates what we call so-twitch muscle fibers. These fibers use a steady combination of blood sugar and fat as fuel, and consistently breaking up long sitting hours with some steps actually stimulates your mitochondria, the energy factories inside your cells, and this directly helps reverse the cellular blockages that drive chronic insulin resistance. There was a well-designed study called the Pre-Diab-X study, and it found that simply increasing light physical activity reduced insulin resistance, improved fat metabolism, and reduced visceral fat in people who were at high risk of metabolic issues. So even a gentle 10 or 15-minute walk after a meal, that alone is doing real measurable work inside your body. And the third one. This is actually my favorite because it is so gentle on your joints yet so effective. Here is how you do it. Lean your back flat against a wall, walk your feet out and slide down until your knees form a 90-degree angle, almost like you are sitting on an invisible chair. Hold that position for 30 to 60 seconds. Now, why does this actually help? Well, this is what we call an isometric exercise, meaning your muscle is contracting but it is not moving. Your thighs and glutes stay under continuous tension, and the moment you release the hold, there is a sudden rush of blood flow into those muscles, along with an expansion of your blood vessels. This triggers an immediate insulin-dependent absorption of glucose from your bloodstream. And because there is no joint involved, this is something anyone can do, regardless of age and fitness level, right? So if I bring this all together for you, your muscles are not just for your strength or appearance. They are one of your body's most powerful tools for healing insulin resistance, and you don't need an hour at the gym to access this. A few slow squats after your meal, a short walk when you can, or a simple wall sit whenever you have a free minute. Small movements used consistently are actually very powerful for your body if done every single day. And if you're curious about why, even though you are counting every single calorie and still not able to lose that extra weight, maybe the reason is insulin resistance that is working against your body this whole time. I have made a video exactly on that. I will link it right here. Please do go watch it next. Take care of yourself and I will see you in the next video. Until then, peace out.